Hey everyone, and welcome to this deep dive. We're focusing on getting you prepped for that big slaughterer interview. We've got you covered with the best tips straight from real guides, and we'll even throw in some of that RoleCatcher AI magic.
It's about really understanding this specific job. Not just any old interview advice will do. We want you to prove you're the perfect fit.
Makes sense.
Huh.
Let's jump right in. The interview guide I have here starts with a pretty common one. What inspired you to pursue a career as a slaughterer? I feel like there's a lot hiding under the surface of that question.
There is. A lot of folks get stuck giving some generic answer. Something about a stable job or working with their hands. But this is your moment to make a real connection with the interviewer.
Okay, so what should people say to impress the interviewer?
Well, think about what draws you to this role. Did you grow up around livestock? Maybe you respect the whole food production process. Or could it be the precision of butchery that fascinates you?
So it's like telling a little story that brings your experience to life.
Exactly. Don't be afraid to share a little bit of yourself. A good story will make you memorable. And they'll probably ask you to expand on what you said. Be ready to talk more about your experiences or about the industry itself.
Okay, got it. Next question. What do you think are the most important qualities for a slaughterer to possess? This one seems a bit more technical than the last one.
It is. They're looking for hard skills and soft skills here. Think about the demands of the job. You're working with sharp tools. You have to follow strict safety rules. You're handling live animals.
So attention to detail, physical stamina, a good work ethic.
For sure. But don't just give them a list of personality traits. The career guide highlights knowledge like animal anatomy and meat processing techniques. Try weaving those in. Something like animal anatomy is crucial for making accurate cuts.
Huh.
That ensures we're efficient and humane.
That's a great way to bring those together.
Right. And here's another tip. Make sure you mention any certifications you have. Shows you're committed to those high professional standards.
Speaking of high standards, I'm looking at this question. How do you ensure that animal welfare is prioritized during the slaughter process? This is a sensitive topic.
It is. And the interviewer is asking it to see how much you care about ethics and doing things the right way. This is all about working with live animals, and you have to show that you are committed to humane treatment.
So just saying I follow the rules isn't going to cut it.
No, it has to be deeper than that. The career guide really emphasizes how important it is to keep the animals calm. You could mention specific ways of handling the animals that reduces stress, or talk about what you know about stunning methods.
I see. So I need to show that I know the rules and that I care.
Exactly. And think about what you might say if they ask about some of your past challenges, or how you'd handle a tough situation when it comes to animal welfare.
Man, this is really insightful stuff. I'm starting to get a sense of how much goes into giving a good interview.
That's where something like RoleCatcher's AI can be a lifesaver.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, it can look at the specific wording of the job description and suggest ways to tailor your answers. So you're highlighting the skills and experience that they really want to see. It can even tell you how to improve your answers.
Like a personal interview coach. Wow.
Exactly. Okay, next question says, how do you handle difficult or challenging situations on the job?
That's a question you get in any interview.
Yeah.
Not just for a slaughterer.
True. But you can make your answer unique. Don't just talk about staying calm under pressure. Connect it to the actual challenges of this specific job.
Like what?
Okay, what if they ask about a time when a piece of equipment breaks down? You could talk about a time you had to think on your feet and fix a problem while also making sure everyone was staying safe.
So it's all about showing I can solve problems in a slaughterhouse setting.
Exactly. Remember that STAR method.
Remind me.
Situation, task, action, result. Use that structure for behavioral questions. Describe the situation. What did you have to do? What actions did you take? What was the outcome?
Keeps it nice and organized. Okay, what's next?
Let's get more technical. Next one is, what experience do you have with operating and maintaining equipment used in the slaughter process?
Well, this one is easy. I can just rattle off the tools I've used, right?
You can, but be specific. The career guide mentions things like knives, saws, stun guns, processing machines. Don't just say, I've used a stun gun. Talk about how you've used it. What safety procedures did you follow? What training do you have?
So even if I haven't used every single piece of equipment, I can still show that I know what I'm doing.
You got it. You can even mention anything you've done to learn about the equipment. Maybe you read the manual or shadowed someone more experienced, took some online courses. It shows you're willing to learn.
Great tip. I'm feeling a lot more confident about these technical questions now.
That's what we like to hear. Before we move on, let me just mention RoleCatcher's AI again. You know, it can give you personalized insights for different job roles.
Yeah, it looks at the job description and helps me tailor my answers right.
Yeah, so let's say you're applying for a job where speed and efficiency are really important. RoleCatcher can figure that out and then suggest ways to highlight your time management skills and your ability to perform under pressure.
So it's not just a one-size-fits-all thing. It really gets to know the job I'm going for.
Exactly. Uses AI to help you put your best foot forward and focus on those skills that are most important.
Awesome. Okay, what's next?
All right, this one focuses on your organizational skills. How do you manage your time effectively during the slaughter process?
It sounds like it's all about staying efficient in a high-pressure environment.
Yep. Time management is really important, according to the career guide. The interviewer wants to know you can juggle tasks, know what to prioritize, and get things done on time.
So what should I say? Should I talk about any time tracking methods or tools I use?
Definitely. Tell them about how you organize your day, delegate tasks, and stay on top of things. If you use any software to help you out, mention that too.
Showing that I don't just work hard, I work smart.
Right. And be specific. Maybe you could talk about a time you found a better way to do something to make things more efficient. Or a time you had a bunch of tasks piling up at once.
Helps them really see me in action. What else is there?
Let's talk about safety. The next one asks, what steps do you take to ensure a safe working environment for yourself and your colleagues?
I can just list off all the safety procedures I know, right?
Yeah, but that might sound a bit robotic. The interviewer wants to know that you are really serious about safety and that you will take the initiative to spot problems and deal with them.
Okay, so how do I spice it up a bit?
Try giving some specific examples of how you've gone above and beyond to keep things safe. Maybe you noticed a hazard and fixed it, or came up with a new safety procedure for your team.
It's more than just following the rules, it's about thinking ahead.
Exactly. Especially since slaughterhouses can be dangerous places. They want to see that you get it.
Okay, last one for today. It says, how do you handle conflicts or disagreements with colleagues or supervisors? I know teamwork is really important in this kind of job, but conflict happens everywhere, right?
You're right. This one's all about your people skills and how professional you are. They want to know you can deal with disagreements without causing drama, that you can communicate well and keep things positive.
Should I give an example of a time I helped resolve a conflict or found a compromise?
Definitely. But make sure it's relevant to a slaughterhouse.
What do you mean?
Well, imagine the kind of conflicts that might come up in that environment. Maybe people disagree about how fast to work or how to do a certain task. Pick an example that shows you know how to handle those situations.
So instead of talking about an argument I had in retail, I should focus on something specific to the slaughterhouse world.
Exactly. It shows the interviewer that you understand how things work in this specific environment and that you're prepared to handle those interpersonal challenges. And before we wrap up part one, remember, RoleCatcher AI is there to help you refine your answers, like a secret weapon.
This has been awesome. We covered so much already. I feel way more prepared for that interview.
Glad to hear it. We'll be back with part two of this deep dive where we'll uncover even more strategies and insights. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to your personalized deep dive. We're still prepping for that slaughterer interview. I'm feeling so much more ready thanks to all the stuff we talked about in the first part.
It's crazy how much you can get out of those simple-sounding questions, and we're not even done yet. There are a few more good ones in the interview guide that we haven't talked about yet.
Perfect. Lay it on me.
Okay. This one's kind of a curveball. How do you stay up to date with the latest developments and trends in the slaughter industry? It might seem a little out of place, but trust me, it's important.
I could see how that might throw some people off. You don't usually get asked that in an interview for a hands-on job.
Right. But here's the thing. The industry is always changing. New technology, new rules and regulations, even consumer preferences are always shifting. They want to see that you care enough about the job to stay ahead of the game.
So it's not just about being a quick learner or adaptable.
Not really. You need to give them concrete examples of how you actually stay informed. Do you read any of the industry magazines like Meat Processing Magazine or National Provisioner? Are you part of any professional organizations like the American Meat Institute or the North American Meat Processors Association?
Oh, I see. So it's about showing them that I'm really in tune with what's happening in the industry.
Right. And here's how you can tie that to the career guide. You know, it says career advancement is a big plus in this industry. By showing that you're always learning, you're telling the interviewer that you're in it for the long haul. You want to grow with the company.
Subtle, but effective.
Now imagine they ask, what's a new development in the slaughter industry that you find interesting? You need to be ready with a concrete example. Maybe you read an article about a new automated system that's making things more efficient and less wasteful. Or maybe there's a new, more humane slaughtering method.
Having a specific example really shows I'm not just throwing around names. I'm actually paying attention and thinking about the big picture.
Exactly. It's not just about keeping up with the trends, it's about understanding them and forming your own opinions.
This makes me realize how important it is to really go deep and show them I'm passionate about the industry.
And that's where RoleCatcher's AI can be a real game changer. Remember how we talked about it tailoring your answers for specific jobs?
Yes, it analyzes the job description and suggests the best way to highlight my skills and experience.
Well, it can also look at your answers and point out places where you could add more details or data to strengthen your arguments.
Like a personal editor for my interview? That's so cool.
Right. And the more you use it, the better it gets at understanding your strengths and weaknesses. It learns and adapts to give you the best possible feedback.
It's incredible. It really feels like AI can make a real difference and help people put their best foot forward, no matter where they come from or what their experience is.
Now, before we jump into the last part of our deep dive, I want to go back to something we touched on before. Remember how important it is to show genuine passion for the job.
Yeah, it's really important for that why this job question.
Yeah.
But I guess it matters throughout the whole interview, right?
It really does. Look, interviewers aren't just looking for someone who checks all the boxes. They want someone who loves what they do, someone who brings energy and enthusiasm to the team.
Is there a way to do that without sounding cheesy or fake?
It's all about being genuine. Let your interest show in your answers. Don't be afraid to geek out a little about techniques or processes that excite you. Talk about the challenges you enjoy and the things you want to achieve.
Treat the interview like a conversation. Let my enthusiasm be a natural part of it.
Exactly. And, passion is contagious. If you're excited about the job, the interviewer will pick up on that.
This is great advice. I feel more and more ready with each question we talk about.
Awesome. So, are you ready for the last part of our deep dive? We're going to talk about some strategic stuff that can really make you stand out.
Absolutely. Let's hear it. And we're back for the final part of your personalized deep dive. We've covered a lot of ground. Tough interview questions, RoleCatcher's AI. It's been awesome.
It's really cool to see how each question can become a way to tell your story. It's all about showing why you're the right person for this specific job.
Totally agree. It's about connecting the dots between skills and experience and what you're passionate about. You mentioned earlier some strategic insights, something that can make you stand out from the other candidates. I'm ready to hear those.
Okay, let's get strategic. One thing that a lot of people forget is showing your long-term vision. We talked about how the career guide says career advancement is a big pro in the slaughter industry. But how do you actually prove to them that you're thinking beyond just getting the job?
Yeah, just saying I'm ambitious probably isn't going to cut it.
Nope. You need to help them see where you want to go in the company and even in the whole industry. The interview guide doesn't have a question about this specifically, but you can bring it up in your other answers.
Give me an example.
Okay, so they ask about your experience with a certain type of equipment. You can talk about how good you are with it, but also mention that you're interested in learning about any new technologies that are coming out. Or maybe they ask about dealing with tough situations. You could tell a story about a time you took charge to make something better. Shows leadership skills.
So I can subtly hint that I'm looking for a career, not just a job.
Exactly. And this is a good place to bring up professional development. You could mention specific certifications you want to get. Shows you're always looking to improve.
That connects back to what we said about staying up to date with the latest trends. It's all connected.
It is. You're
Yeah.
building a story, one that shows your passion, your drive, and how dedicated you are to the profession.
All right, before we wrap up, I have to ask, what advice would you give to anyone who's nervous about their slaughterer interview?
Breathe. You got this. You've already done the hard part by preparing and checking out resources like this deep dive. Be confident, let your passion shine through, and don't be afraid to be yourself.
That's so true. It's about making a connection, not just giving robotic answers.
And don't forget about RoleCatcher. Their AI tools can help you polish those answers, practice your delivery, and feel more confident going in.
This whole deep dive has been amazing. I feel so much more prepared to nail that interview and show them what I can do.
That's what we want to hear.
Right.
Remember, preparation is key. But be authentic. Let them see your passion and dedication. You'll do great.
Thank you so much for all your incredible insights and guidance. Our listeners are definitely walking away feeling more ready and confident.
It was my pleasure.
And to all of you listening, we hope this deep dive has given you what you need to crush that interview and start an awesome career as a slaughterer. Until next time, keep on diving deep.